Welcome back everybody, it's DestinysJesus here. I know a load of you guys have been wanting to see me play a cash cup and basically break down my thought process of the games, break down my fights, and also VOD myself. It's been a very long time since I've VOD myself, I think over a year now on this channel. So you guys hopefully should enjoy this video. There's a couple of nice fights, a couple of nice plays I did here, and obviously I'm going to be looking back at what my mistakes were and how I can fix them in the future. Enjoy. In this fight, I did a really nice counter peek in a second where I knew the guy was going to do a click top right triangle edit. So I made some space, placed the floor, and was able to catch him off guard. This is a really nice trick you can use when you're in a box with somebody. Replace the ramp backwards over your head, and then you have edit control on them. You can set up a really nice right hand peek for yourself or an unexpected edit. This is pretty funny. I actually knew the guy who I killed in that last fight, so I DM'd him and he was pretty amused.
No, not S1, Knight.
Imagine this kid's getting rolled as well. This kid's getting worked. This kid's getting worked. Oh my goodness! I'm really happy I played this fight on the defensive. I made a 2-bar on hard mats, then held an edit with a crossbox peek here to get an unexpected angle. Caught the guy off with the night tag and this allows me to pressure him. Here you can see how important it is to get those extra pieces of control as somebody's making space. I know somebody makes space and do edit through, you can always grab the wall behind them before they can turn around. Shit on. I caught a lot of walls on this guy and was able to box him like a fish. I made a really bad mistake, which is before the fight I didn't check if all my guns were reloaded. I just came out of a fight, should have run through that, probably should have reloaded exploited my guns as well during the fight to end it quicker. In this game I took this fight just because I got that kill off spawn, but I had no shield. I had such a good amount of movement, but all that movement doesn't really mean anything unless you can get a kill mid-game. Obviously I wanted to do it in a way that I could have an advantage so I could finish the fight quickly, so that's why the snipe was perfect. If you didn't know, you can crash pad through basically anything in the game as long as it's not indestructible or like a vault, and they're so useful for finishing fights as quick as possible. This crossbox peek at the start of the fight to get a little bit of damage in return as the opponent was pressuring me was pretty nice. The opponent should have covered off their angles a little bit better and be expected for that edit. Now here again, I get the guy boxed in, I do my backwards ramp to replace, and I trap him in with a nice stare edit. I almost completely threw this game by this guy catching me off guard in a bush. He really panicked me to begin with because I didn't expect it since I was playing dead side of zone, obviously. The most important thing to take away from this is just the fact that you can't die with mats and solos. It's always worth spamming your mats. I made a 2-bar of metal there just to get a single mini off. Here I went up a layer, spammed a lot more mats, the guy couldn't keep pressuring me.
Hold on.
And as soon as I get those 2 minis off, I'm now ready to counter peek. Get some free damage there as the guy went up. Nice timing shot as he breaks the wall. At this point, I just committed to an angel versus this guy. I'd already cracked his shield with the pre-fire, and I knew he was going to be really flustered because of that. And I could tell that just because he was in wood, and he was just panic building as well. This guy beat me at the start of this fight from behind, and I did the thing that I learned from the Kiriachi video. I made space diagonally behind me. This allows you to get all of your heals off here. I'm able to get my full heals off. As the guy pressures me, I go for a height take. It's pretty standard stuff, just to make sure that you can reset the fight and play it your way. As I dropped here, I was really thorough and made sure this guy couldn't rebox anywhere except where I wanted to. Because I was forced him into reboxing this way, I was able to get all the control on him here, and I commit to the angel where he was stuck. In this endgame, I completely messed up my crash pad rotates a couple times. That one was fine just to get me out of backside. I took a pause and healed for a second. This one, I was too high up on my ramp. I haven't really practiced with crash pads enough. I know how to use them, obviously, but I haven't practiced them enough to actually be able to do it in game. Here, this last one I rushed and it sent me backwards a little bit. This worked out fine. I was able to get in zone, waste a little bit of mats, and get towards the front side. Here I just overexpanded mats, made sure I was in and get a little bit deeper as well. And this is where I caught off this guy. This is a really nice play I learned from Binge Fishy. It was a cone somebody through the bottom edit like that and get a nice right peak. And that was really lucky. That was actually the Kit's launcher player. In hindsight, looking back at how I was rotating this in-game, I should have just gone for height. Height was looking extremely shambles. I was trying to contest in the normal way, and I haven't really played around with Kit Shockwave too much. You can see I'm a bit rusty with it. If you have Kit Shockwave launcher going to late game, just look up for height, see what they're doing, see if you can get a beam, and then go straight up. I tried to rotate along the mid ground with the Kit Shockwave. This got me focused by height since they were trying to get it out of the game in case they contested later, and ended up eliminating me. That was entirely my fault. I should have gone up for height sooner, or just taken an aim battle versus him since I had a purple tack, and I definitely would have won it. If you're wondering what my off-spawn strategy is, I always contest this roof with a triple house and sweaty. If I'm directly contested, I'll either rush the bathroom chest, or I'll go to the outside chest if that gets taken before me. This allows me to out-loot the other person, and also get a couple floor spawns.
Shut up.
Chicken.
In this fight, I know all the angles of this building, so I catch this guy off hiding behind this door. Unexpected angle on him. This is where I actually mess up the fight. As I go for the pressure on this guy, I didn't realize he was in front of the ramp, hugging close. I thought he was underneath it and behind, so he gets a free shot on me here. I'm able to recover really easily. I take my time and pop a mini. I bait the mini since I know the guy's going to be running out towards me. I'm able to kill him pretty easily. Just bait healing or spawn is really consistent since a lot of players will try to rush the fights and end it as quick as possible. Whenever you're playing on high ping, anything above 40 or 50, you always need to make sure that you actually spam and make enough space to begin with. I make a 2x1 here, I have a couple extra walls out to the side, and then I start to counter peek and play defensively. Here I realise I've got the right hand wall on this guy. I box him in like a fish, get the triple edit on him. I box his kid like a fish! That's a really useful peek that you can do. Instead of doing a 50-50 peek or running into the box, just flip it like that. Their character model is blocked off from their perspective and they can't shoot back. I'm just going to win my first game, I don't care. I'm not going to win my first game. This guy beamed me and sniped me at the exact same time at the start of the fight, so I was in a really back foot situation here. I crash banned to make room, as you just saw, and this is where I messed up. I should have made a diagonal box, or just space to begin with. I could have easily got sniped or third party at this point. I'm quite lucky I got both my minis off before this guy was able to pressure me. This guy was a really good player, so I know how to play my angles a bit more safe. Here I had him boxed in here and I was trying to get damage on return on him. I know I really am unlikely to get both of my heals off or my big pots off unless I get a bit of damage in return on this enemy. This is where we go with my first counter peek. I'm always trying to make sure I go up for height and get some damage in return. There, I crack his shields. I know I need to commit to the shot to win the fight, and the guy opens up just in time. He really wasn't expecting me since he hit me white for so much damage to open up, and I completely caught him off guard. I've been chasing this guy the whole way across the map for a long time and knew he was completely shambles. Here I get the floor cone edit on him, get the back call, and get the cone as well. Box like fish! Box like fish! I did a nice play to catch this guy unexpected here, but I'd made a big mistake in a second. After I get this crack on the guy, I should have controlled the rebox more. I should have maybe pressured from above, not letting him get any damage in return, and then also go for a blocking in to stop him reboxing as much. So this is where I finished up on the leaderboard for the solo cash cup. I'm actually pretty happy with this considering I haven't played a single cash cup in solo since 2019. I've been so busy focused on work and other things going on in my life. I haven't even had any time to play in the events. I mostly just watch them, obviously for you afterwards as well. So this is how the games look for the cash cup. I definitely need to work on fighting a lot more. These first 2 games are pretty easy, but then I got bumped up into really hard lobbies after this 3rd game. I died 3 times just mid-game fighting, and then 3 other games I got headshot sniped, which obviously I couldn't really do too much about. Maybe some just rotation mistakes I need to probably work on. In the final game, obviously you saw I clutched up a decent amount of placement, and I got 47 points on NA East, which I'm pretty happy with as well, considering that's the first time I'm playing that region for a long time. I finished on 47 points for NA East. Definitely could have been a lot better. I made a lot of mistakes mid-game that got me killed, and just being in bad situations, which got me 4 a lot as well. That was all for this video. I hope you guys could learn a lot just from watching me review my games, as well as a couple of new tips and stuff that I've learned from reviewing other players and getting some strats off them. If this video hits 3k likes, I'll post a how to W key video on Benji Fishy early, so you guys can watch that before next week's Cash Cup.